What is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy, Motor City Don P. We are back here once again, and you already know what time it is. It is that time to bust that rhyme about that slime, that grit, and that grime. Engine, number 9 going down the East Coast line. Engine, number 9 going down the East Coast line. And one thing's for certain, 3 things are for sure. When you see me in front of your TV, number 1, the Motor City Cats are indeed back at it. Number 2, we came to give you stats, not none of that static. Number 3, perhaps the most important number of them all, number 3. Want to make sure you keep your Lions of News pragmatic. You may be asking yourself, how, Don, how, Mr. P, does one keep the Lions of News pragmatic in these trying times? Well, I'll tell you. You know I'm not going to keep it from you. Smash like button, subscribe, share with your peoples. And once you've done these 3 things, in any order you've done them in, you've indeed kept your Lions News pragmatic. And since sharing is caring, when you bring your peoples to the stream, you got to tell them, look at here. We got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lambs, rams, hogs, dogs, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken. You name beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans, beans. You name it. We got all the stuff. We got all the news. We got all the drinks. We got all the brews. We got all the stuff. We got all the gum. We got all the chews. We got all the slop. We got all the slews. You know what we got to talk about today. You know what we got to talk about today? Brad Holmes in his press conference. It was about 10 minutes long, but he set the internet on fire. He set the world on fire. He said some things. There were a couple of things that he said. And we're going to get to those things because the gaslight was turned all the way up. The gaslight was turned all the way up. Just be honest, Brad. That's all I want you to do. I just want you to be honest. But before we go ahead and get into all of that, we want to say what up, though, to everybody in the chat. What up, though, Just a Fan? What up, to Tactical Sport? What up, to Robert Stevens? What up, though, to all the people who are lurking, who are twerking, who are smirking, who are working, and everything else. But if you're doing that thing that's super duper freaky, that rhymes with working, keep it to yourself. Like Karen and her bland ass potato salad. If you're doing that thing that also rhymes with working and lurking, that's super duper illegal. Keep it to yourself because I don't want to be a witness at your trial. Snitching and carry on. And really, the biggest reason I don't want to be a witness at your trial because it ain't working. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. We're not trying to be witnesses at trials. We ain't trying to go to jury duty. We ain't trying to do none of that. So, today is the day that we get into it. We're going to be talking about Brad Holmes. We're going to get with the chat. Just a Fan says, is Brad Holmes self-deluded? And does he think everyone is stupid? You rhyming. You a poet and you didn't know it, brother. If anyone could understand Brad Holmes' press conferences, you are either a genius or crazy. What up, though, Tactical Sport? What up, though, Robert Stevens? Tactical Sport says, I haven't had the chance to see the presser yet. I would bring it in, but I don't think you'll be able to hear it. That's the problem. I would bring it right on in. Lions Live 365, it said, had an exam. Okay. Lions Live 365 says, I'm a genius, LOL. Lions Live, I mean, we might have you on the show today if you want to hop on in. Robert Stevens says, yeah, I didn't attend the meeting because I was working on scouting before I was playing catch up. And this year I wish to be ahead of the curve. Let me see. Like I can try to bring it in here, and y'all can tell me if you can hear it or not. I mean, you'll be able to see it on the screen for sure, but will you be able to hear it is the issue that we have. Let's see. Because since I done found out what you could do with all of this stuff, I don't really want to bring it in with my phone anymore. I want to bring it in like really with bring it in on screen because it's available. All right, let's see here. Shout out Lion Syndicate. He put me in a sing-songy mood today. Who knew it would be like this? Us. See, I can share it right here, and you can see me next to it. Right? But I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. So we'll try it, and y'all let me know if y'all can hear this. Okay, let me put my earbuds in, earphones, because I'll be able to hear it. I won't have any problem. All right, we'll turn the mute off, turn the volume up.
Name, but entire personnel department, coaching staff, our operations, player engagement, everybody just really want to give appreciation for all their hard work that they've done up to this point. Still a little bit more work to do, but really appreciate everything. Questions?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
how serious you take every draft, but we was talking to Dan and some of the guys on there.
Y'all hear
they were
this
saying
or no?
this year you skipped out owners meeting to focus that much more on the draft. So just talk about what you feel any pressure or anything to get it right even more, or just to talk about how much more emphasis you're putting on this draft.
So now that y'all can hear it, we're gonna go ahead and we turn this chat replay off. Let's see. We'll put this in theater mode, cinema mode. Okay. So all that sidebar stuff is off. All right. So y'all can hear it. Let's get it. All right. So now I've figured it out. Thank you, StreamYard, for helping me figure this out because OBS was stopping me from being able to do this because y'all could not hear nothing that I brought in. So shout out to StreamYard. I appreciate y'all because now y'all got my stream popping. My stream is in the yard. We cooking, man. We cooking. We in the kitchen, man. We got Brad Holmes, man. We cooking. We got it all. We got it all cooking. And I'm a debut my new song when he says what he says because he's gonna say it, and I've got it. I've got the song. I already did a video, not a music video. I did a video right before I came live. If y'all have noticed, I have rededicated myself to trying to get videos out, shorts, all types of content. I'm really trying to push for 1,000 subscribers by the draft because we really want to be fully monetized by the draft, and then we just rolling into the season, bro. We just rolling into training camp and the off-season workouts, training camp. We're rolling into the season, man, all the way through. So that's the goal. So I appreciate everyone who supports, everyone who watches the lives, everyone who watches the videos, everyone who watches the shorts. And if you can only do one of those things, that's why I'm putting out all 3 types of content, because I want to get everybody over here to the Motor City Cats. I think it's long overdue. So yeah, we get it popping. So Robert Stevens says Brad was blowing smoke. Yeah, Borum has started. Wapham has starts. So he left room to drive something other than edge or O-line tackle. So Mike says give him 10 minutes. So, Mike, let me know when you need me to put the link in the chat, and I'll put it in there for you. Let me copy it right now. So whenever you say that you're ready, we'll go ahead and do that. All right. So let's go ahead and continue. All right. Yes, please smash that like button, subscribe, and share. All right, let's go.
Right, I know how serious you take every draft, but
and it's so awesome that they allowed us to hear the questions this time. They had that mic in the room.
We was talking to Dan and some of the guys on their ride, and they were saying this year you skipped out owners meeting to focus that much more on the draft. So just talk about, what do you feel any pressure or anything to get it right even more, or just to talk about how much more emphasis you're putting on this draft to even skip out and just be that focused and that dialed in?
Well, it was really more so in the past where I've gotten for our process. It's a lot of time that you miss, and so by the time that you get back, you're I'm kind of in a makeup mode because of all the time that you miss for our process. So that's why I just said, look, in order for me to kind of try to avoid being in that makeup mode, because now you hop into draft meetings with the scouts and blah, 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 and it just keeps rolling, but you miss a good chunk of time for us. And so that's what went into it. Sure.
We haven't really talked to you since free agency.
Yep.
So can you just add any top line guys? Not that we expected.
I mean, I don't really have anything to say about him missing the meetings. They had a drinking contest, and Rod Wood stole the show, at the meetings. So we already know. We didn't need to hear nothing about Brad. Rod Wood stole the whole show, talking about if he dies, he dies. Talking about we don't give a damn about optics, all this other stuff. So, Brad wasn't really missed at the meetings.
The biggest cost free agents. But how do you feel like you address your needs and, filled whatever holes you thought you had?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we did the best we could, and we maximized the resources that we had available. And that's my job to do that. And I think that we accomplished that.
You referred to
I still think that he's trying to tell you. Okay. And this is, obviously this is objective. I know we like to pile on Brad because Brad is the one up there, gaslighting people and just not being truthful sometimes. But when he says this about the resources available to us, I really believe that he was given a certain amount of resources. I don't believe that Brad Holmes was behind the decision to only restructure some of Jared Goff's contract, not all of it. I don't believe he was behind the decision to not get all the money, right? Because all the money available was not obtained. Jared Goff's money wasn't obtained. Penei Sewell's money wasn't touched. Amon-Ra St. Brown's money wasn't touched. Aleem McNeil's money wasn't touched. Now, Aleem McNeil, I feel like you don't restructure Aleem McNeil because you're uncertain about Aleem McNeil. One, you're uncertain about his injuries because he is injury prone. Two, he looked atrocious last season. So what happens when you restructure a player is that their money gets kicked down the road. Yes, they get their guarantee, but they're pretty much on your team and on your cap for a few more years. Whereas if Aleem McNeil doesn't return to form this season, you have an out in the 2027 offseason that you might be taking. So I don't think that all of that was his decision. So I do think he's being truthful there when he says that. All right, let's continue.
Financial constraints. How do you imagine that evolving over the next couple of years? Like when you look at your cap table, do you kind of feel like you'll be in that place indefinitely, or do you think there's a chance anything changes over the next couple of years in that regard?
I mean, yeah. I mean, look. Every single year is different. You just don't know. But yeah, there were some there were some things that we are currently navigating through, but I do think that they're good problems that we are navigating through. And, I would much rather have the good problems that we have to navigate through, whatever the term I use, financial constraints, whatever it is.
Mike, I just put the link in the chat, man. So just pop in.
But at the end of the day, I think they're good problems. I'd rather have those problems in the other way. But it could change. I don't know what next year's going to bring. But we'll just but we'll be prepared and we'll adjust.
Red now.
It seemed like you had another follow-up.
Well, I was going to say that, and you also mentioned, the 1-year deals give you a lot of flexibility. I'm just curious, what are some other, I guess, strategies or mechanisms that you can use as a GM to, maintain that flexibility outside of 1-year deals?
You mean to just add more of multi-year deals?
No, I'm asking outside of 1-year deal, like how, what?
All right, so let me address y'all in the chat. So Tactical Sport says, Mike there with his green screen again. What up, though, Mike?
What's good? What's going
on? What's going on? Ball Brothers in the house.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Oh man, I don't know if y'all have seen Ball Brothers, Tony Baker and Kev on stage. They're hilarious. They've been touring the country for a couple of years doing this improv comedy show. Tony Baker is funny by himself, and I don't know, Tony Baker had a guest spot on the Upshaws. I don't know if y'all watched the Upshaws. It just finished this season. Mike Epps and Wanda Sykes and Kim Fields and all them people. But Tony Baker was on there, and it was funny. Let me get to this comment here. Let me see. Tactical Sport says that he's glad that Brad Holmes did not restructure Aleem McNeil. And then he says, but Sewell, he could have gotten that money. He not going anywhere for the long haul. And again, Mike, I don't know if you heard it, but I was saying I don't think that this particular decision was on Brad Holmes. Him not restructuring Jared Goff all the way, him not touching any of Penei Sewell and any of Amon-Ra St. Brown's money. I don't think that was his decision 100%. What do you think about that?
Oh, there's, she could be a forward hand, but she's still a forward. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's only so much money she finna spend. All right. Now, I don't know if it's like, hey, I don't got it, or it's just like, look, bruh, I'm here to make profit. We're not going to be playing these games with this money, but at the end of the day, you know what it is. There's some things haven't changed, right? They took Barry money back. They took Calvin money back. You think Brad Holmes took Frank Ragnall's money? Or do you think the Ford family and the executives like Rod Wood, who's been there forever, took Frank Ragnall's money? Just saying. Some things don't change.
Hey, you're right. Robert Green, see, Robert Stevens is up here talking about some go green, go white. I mean, how do you do that, bro? How do you do that? I understand because Mike got his green screen in and all that. And come on, man. I mean, I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby. The last couple years, bro, we got a national championship in football, and we just got one a few days ago in basketball. What you talking about, Robert Stevens? What you talking about? I mean, all your Spartan love is misplaced. Make it do what it do, baby. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, hashtag if you know, use the hashtag. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get back to Brad Holmes.
What are some other strategies that you use to maintain roster flexibility on a year-to-year basis?
Oh, there's a lot of levers that you have at your disposal. You just have to just know when is the right time. You got to be very strategic. You got to be smart when to use those levers. But there's multiple things that you can do from a roster construction standpoint. But again, like I say, each year is different. So there's times where it might make sense to trade a player. It might make sense to trade for a player. It might help you out from a salary standpoint. So every single year is different. But we do a lot of hard work on that stuff on the front end, make sure we're prepared, and we'll adjust accordingly.
Right now that you've done your full evaluations, the team sits at number 17. Do you have 17 first round grades on some of the prospects? And just give me your thoughts on the overall class and available and potentially in the first round.
Yeah, we're not there yet in terms of having a absolute count. In terms of we still have some more work to do. In this week for sure. So we're not there yet, but we feel pretty good. I think we'll still be able to get a good player. I do think that this draft is not too much different than what's been in the past probably couple years. But I do feel obviously we're picking higher than we have been in the past. So hopefully that'll put us in position to get a better player.
Brother, man, bro, Ham. What day is it for you guys? It's April 13th, right? I'm in April 14th. I've been I've been getting into a little bit of trouble because my Ruben Bain video was supposed to come out at 4 p.m. But because I switched it to y'all's time zone, I actually couldn't schedule it because it's in the past for me, right? So I actually kind of dropped it before I went live. It's April 13th for y'all. The draft is April 23rd. You are 10 days from the draft and you don't have a full count about how many first round grades y'all got? What were you doing? See, I didn't care about you being away from the owners' meetings. I didn't care about it because Rod Wood stole the show. But my man, what were you doing? You don't have a count yet as to how many first round grades you got? Brother, I don't want to hear that from my GM 10 days out. You still trying to figure out who's in the first round. That's supposed to have been done.
You know he lying. You know he got an idea. First of all, you gotta pay attention to who asked the question. Doc, Brad and Dan are never gonna give him a good answer just because they don't like him. That's just the reality. Doc know he's not like. He don't care. He's gonna ask the question. I don't have no problem with that. You know he lying. And at the end of the day, that question, if you answer it truthfully, does not help you at all. Like if I say, hey, I got 18 guys or 20 guys or I got 12 guys, all of those answers don't help for that to be out in the public. Like I honestly, it would be a fireable offense to answer that truthfully, to be honest.
You're right.
I'm just saying.
But you know what? See, here's the thing that you have to, when Brad Holmes speaks in front of the media, remember, Brad Holmes started out in the PR department for the Atlanta Hawks. You not answering the question with definitive answers is one thing. You making yourself look ineffectual at your job is another thing. Okay? The question, do y'all have enough, how many first round grades do you guys have? Yeah, we're confident in the number that we have. Done. You don't have to tell me the number. You don't have to say 18, 19, 20. You don't have to say 15. You're confident in the number that you have, and you're confident that you'll be able to get a good player. That's it. Don't tell me we ain't got to that point yet and we still got work to do. You 10 days out. You know who's in the first round. You know who's on your draft board. You don't have to tell us. I didn't expect you to tell us. But don't make it look like you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Brad supporter, but I hate any time he does an interview. Not a fan. he does not help me in any way, shape, or form. Anytime he does an interview, every time I don't even do interview videos because this is like, yo, he finna make me mad. But go ahead, let's go. We here. We here now.
we gonna crash out a little bit later. I'm gonna debut my song that nobody heard yet. Shout out Lion Syndicate. You know, you too busy wearing villain sweaters. We probably ain't getting any better, right? But I got one too, and we're gonna get into it a little bit later. All right.
Some reports in recent weeks that, like national reporters, expect it to be a trade-heavy first round. Are you getting an inclination of that?
I have not. It's probably it's a little so early. That action. Usually calls will start to happen. But we haven't gotten to that point yet. But it could be. We'll see.
Just say no comment on that one. That's all. I mean, I just want Brian Holmes to start saying no comment. That's all. Yeah. Bruh, 10 days out, you don't know if anybody's gonna be calling anybody. They organized these trades a while ago. Okay, a while ago. So just say no comment. That's all I need you to say. No comment.
I'd rather he just start talking trash. Like I would feel better if he just be like, of course, but I'm not telling you type time. Like I would like that. If you're gonna be an adversary of the media, just go full villain, man. I don't mind that.
He did that before.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, last time he did that, he was an NFC Championship. I can live with that. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, hey, you gotta be able to take the L's and still be you though. That's my problem. That's why I don't like these interviews because the energy don't match. Like, because if it was me, oh, you would have thought we went to the playoffs or something. Where I was out there, I'd have been like, hey. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, my coach don't kick field goals. We'd have went to the playoffs.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. Things happen.
That dude, and I need to get that drop. You're fired. Like that's exactly what would happen. That man, let that man get up there and start talking about Dan in the media. You know Sheila loved that. Sheila loved that. Come on, Doc. All right.
Balance in the draft between getting a guy you think might be impact immediately or more long-term. Has that balance changed over the last couple of years as new challenges have presented for your roster?
No, it's a fair question. I always think, because like I've always said, the reason why we always go like the best player available approach is because there is only one draft and the roster is going to change every single year. Every single year is going to be new needs. It's going to be, contracts are going to expire. Things are going to happen. So what may not seem as a immediate, I need this right now for this year.
He's talking about Isaac Tesla.
That might not be the case for the next year. So, that's what's been our approach on that. But there's just times where you might, it lines up. Like I said, maybe the best player is a perceived need,
brother. It's okay. Listen, this man, why do you hate the word need so much? You're a general manager of a sports team. You need things. You need players. If you did BPA, right? If you did BPA and every time you picked at your position or in your draft order, the best player available was a wide receiver, would you pick 7 wide receivers?
He has to rebrand this talking point. Like he has to hey, we go after our guys or something like that. Like it got to be something else because it's like this BPA thing. Like you can't convince people that Tyleik Williams was the best player available last year. And I like Tyleik. My thing is, like, at the end of the day, it just so happened he was a need. Come on now. Like, and then when they did the inside the den, Kelvin Shepherd was like, I had to have you. Well, what? Okay. All right. Cool. Let's continue.
it lines up that way. It's lined up like that in the past, but that's not always the case.
Rod, you've had some success drafting some players who are injured, like JMO, and obviously you've had some others that have gone the other way, like Hendon. How do you decide how you're going to take an injured player?
Yeah, it depends on what the injury is. It depends on what the injury history has been in the past. So, take like JMO, that was, really his first major injury. We felt pretty good about what the injury was and felt pretty good about with where medical advancements are at this point. We felt pretty good about that. The same thing with Hendon. I don't think Hendon, I don't think his injury was the reason of why it didn't work out that way. But
it didn't work out because Hendon was trash.
That's what I'm saying. You don't need an injury. His brain not injured. He don't know where to throw the ball. Like, what you talking about? Like, hey, like I messed up. Like, hey, you're not gonna get them all right. We trying. That's all I got. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, we still talking about Hendon Hooker. You know what I'm saying? It's 2023. Like, yo, get out of my face, bro. We tried. Bro wasn't good. He was right. Ain't nothing to do with him being injured. He was just trash.
Nah, not at all. All right.
But yeah, you just got to look at everything. It's just, you just got to feel good about it, but it's case by case for sure.
One of the things we're seeing with NIL is players staying a little bit longer in college. And I'm just curious, when it comes to age with the draft, when you're evaluating tape of, say, a 24, 25-year-old, does that have to be a little bit cleaner tape, knowing that you want maybe instant impact, whereas 20, 21-year-old, you can project a little bit, see a little bit? I'm just curious how you approach kind of the age element of the draft that we've seen now. Players
and Tim, I think it goes both ways. It depends. What has the tape look like? How consistent has a player been for an older player, older coming out in the draft? So if it's 24, 25 years old, now, first of all, you got to have to start adjusting as well, because like you said, these kids are staying in a much longer time, so you're going to get some older prospects. So maybe certain positions that maturity helps. Sometimes it may be a little bit more of a warning sign, but it is something that we've had adjusted to. But I think it's case by case. It just depends on the player, depends on the position. It's a lot of factors that they go into it.
All right,
Hey,
Mike.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, got to draft the OGs. I'm trying to tell you, get all the old men. I'm trying to tell you, at first round, second round, we might want to go younger. All the later round picks, go get the 25-year-old. Get that dude that's 26. The guy's 401k is full from NIL. I'm trying to tell you, we need those guys. And I do understand where he's coming from. It's like, bro, I can't tell you. It really does depend on the position, because like a quarterback that's 26, you don't care. Quarterbacks play till 40. You know what I'm saying? Like you can take a chance on a old quarterback, but you talk about
quarterbacks we draft.
But when you talk about corner, that's a super athletic position, and if you suck and until you're 25, and I only get you till you're 29, I might not want that. So I'm with it, but I'm definitely draft the OGs after the second round, man. Actually, I'm okay with drafting the OG in the second. Personally, I like Romello Height. I like Akeem Matador in the second. Not
Akeem Matador. Stop it, bro.
I'm not
getting to the second.
We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. There's somebody gonna fall in love with Gabe Akis, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, look at Zion Young and look at TJ Parker." They'll be like, they're gonna ignore all of that stuff because they want guys that's 21. We just gotta watch out for like the Rams. When the Rams, that 13. First Rams pick, 13. If he make it past 13 and like the Chiefs at 30, he might free fall. You don't know. You don't know. I'm hoping, because I don't want him at 25.
You gotta get past.
Bro foot, left foot, bro foot, right foot. I don't want him. He's too old to be having these issues. You feel me? Look, trade everything to go get Bane. Hopefully he fall. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't like bad drivers, apparently. You know what I'm saying?
Broke foot, left foot, broke foot, right foot. Knick knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Swine, my brother. Hashtag if you know, you know. Use the hashtag. Look, I'm okay with the OGs in the first round, the second round, the third, the fourth, the fifth. I don't care. Again, y'all know my slogan. You know what I'm saying? It's round one. It's getting hot in here. Get his second contract the F out of here. I don't care. He doesn't need a second contract. He needs a first contract, really, really good, perform really, really well, and get us to the Super Bowl. That's all. I don't need you to be around for 10, 15 years. We ain't doing that no more. The days of Barry and Calvin and it's over.
Will he be the best at 17 at 25? You're telling me the best prospect in the NFL draft at 17 is fitting to be a 25-year-old guy with two broke feet? There's nobody else in the draft better than the broke foot guy at 17.
I'm not gonna say. Obviously, I don't know who's gonna be available, and again, we talk about Ruben Bain and his situation, and I'm mad that my video didn't come out 4 hours ago like it was supposed to, but you know, if he's free falling, if he gets to 13, I don't see a reason why the Detroit Lions don't pull the trigger and make that move. And then they won't be able to draft Akeem Messidor. Obviously, yeah, if you want to give me Ruben Bain over Akeem Messidor, I definitely would take it. But if Ruben Bain's not available, and that's gonna have you drafting people like Keldrick Falk or, you know, some other Marcus Davenport clone just because he's a clone of Marcus Davenport, no, you need to take Akeem Messidor. That's all I'm saying. It's not about who's going to be the best available. They're not going to take the best available.
It's probably going to be
They're not. They're going to take a guy that fits their scheme, and their scheme isn't the best available in the NFL. So if your scheme's not the best available and you're picking guys to fit it, how are they going to be the best available players?
That's a great question. I ain't going to lie to you. That's a great question. Hey, Brad Holmes ain't hired that man. I ain't trying to hear that. He ain't hire him. Look, what honestly, we shouldn't pick at 17, regardless. That's my thought process. We shouldn't be picking at 17. We need to be trading down or we need to be trading up. I don't think 17 is the right spot, personally.
Jessifan is spot on, my brother. He says, Brad Holmes, it depends, but I don't like players over 30, but we got younger just by chance. Spot on, my brother.
He got to stop insulting people's intelligence, man.
We got younger accidentally, right? And Dan Campbell said, "No, we needed to get better at some places, man. I mean, we need to get younger, man. We need to get younger now. You know, we got younger at some places, man. So yeah, we did it accidentally, but we did it on purpose. Okay, cool."
Like one of the topics associated with that is like so many people speculate about, well, he's going to be 30 when the second contract rolls around. Like, how much weight do you put into that?
Yeah, no, you got to be prepared for that because it's real, man. So like you say, like, look, you guys 24, 25 years old now, you know, and you know he's going to be looking at 30, you know, by the time the second contract comes. Okay, so how much longevity it is. Maybe he hadn't played a long time and he doesn't have as much wear and tear, but you know, father time is father time too. So, but you have to look at all of it. And again, it's case by case, but it is real though.
I think it would crush Brad Holmes not to be able to give one of his guys a second contract. Oh, it would hurt him. It would hurt. What you mean we can't give him a second contract? What you mean? That's all we do. We draft and develop. What you mean I got to go back in the draft and get another guy? He's supposed to be a lifelong Lion. Everybody I draft is supposed to be here forever.
Bruh, the way NIL has stolen the talent in the draft, I can care less about these picks. Maybe next year and the year after the COVID years are gone, we get back to regular drafts. But no, we just, you know, these picks value are starting to go down. They need to start trading them for actual players, because it's like, bro, nah. Wow.
Bro, Irv Gotti said, "What up, though, Brad? Made me crash out so bad that I'm truly on way to purchase another TV that I so angrily destroyed the old one." I have a rule. I ain't breaking nothing in my house. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I need to get a pack of pencils or something, some number 2s. So, you know, in the draft, if you draft the damn Keldrick Falk or somebody crazy like that, or Blake Miller at 17, I'm just break some pencils. I ain't breaking no TVs, no laptops, no lights, nothing.
I'm coming around on Keldrick Falk. That's the crazy part.
No.
I'm starting to like him. I'm starting to like him. There has to be a plan, but I'm starting to like him. I like what he can be out there, man. You know what I'm saying? He got the length, the size. He's an athlete. He ain't that different from we talk about these other dudes like they technicians. You know, Zion Young got like a pass rush move. Same thing with Danny Dennis Sutton. Everybody love these people. You know what I'm saying? So, he's just the same level of athlete. He's actually a different level of athlete. He's actually what they want.
So Danny Dennis Sutton, for me, is a 2nd round pick. And it's for you because you're going to grab a tackle or a guard in the 1st round. So if you got somebody out there in the 2nd round, again, because my issue here is the same as last draft. If Brad Holmes doesn't address the edge position in the 1st round, we have no clue as to when it will get addressed. I said that last season, and it never got addressed. If you want to give me the Egyptian magician in 6th round, if you want to do that, that's fine. That's not addressing a position that you desperately need to address. And again, he never touched the field. He didn't die on it because he didn't touch it. Okay.
Who did he pass on that really got busy? That fit what we do.
See, and this is the problem. I don't care about what we do. What we do is not working. It's not working.
The owner hired the coach. You know what I'm saying? The scheme is the scheme. You know what I'm saying? If I can't fire him, you know what I'm saying?
If I can't fire him, then I can draft a guy that makes sense and be like, do something about it.
Oh man, you know what's gonna happen.
It don't matter.
They don't care. Do you think Isaac Tesla wasn't better than Khalif Raymond last year? Absolutely not.
I don't care nothing about Isaac Tesla.
I know. I'm not trying to hear that because Khalif Raymond out there, all of 5'9" out there running routes. Why? This is like, we want the rookie to be prepared. Then prepare him. Get him out there. What you talking about?
Khalif Raymond ran 2 routes per game. I don't give a damn about the wide receiver 4 position. You don't trade no 3 third-round picks to draft a wide receiver 4. That's crazy.
Hey, who made him wide receiver 4?
He was gonna be wide. So when you drafted, you don't do it for wide receiver 3. It don't matter. You have in our offense too many mouths to feed. Wide receiver 3 don't matter. Why? Do you know why? Do you know why Khalif Raymond didn't get any opportunities? You know why he went to Chicago? Because there was too many mouths to feed. That's why he was like, "Oh, my man's gonna get me the ball if I'm out there in the offense." We have too many weapons on offense because we don't give a damn about our defense. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown. We have Jameson Williams. We have Sam Laporta. All those guys are in the passing game. And we gotta use Jahmyr Gibbs now in the passing game too. So now we got 4 people that are supposed to get touches over wide receiver 3. This is why you don't, in our situation, you don't trade 3 third-round picks for a wide receiver 3 or 4. If he's not go in there and beat somebody out like an Amon-Ra St. Brown or a JMO, he has no chance. We don't need him. Now we don't have any 3rd-round picks this draft.
So like I said, just because you draft a guy that's supposed to fulfill a role, if the coach doesn't want to use him, he just won't use him. Because that's
not a role, though. That's not a role or a need.
It's a very real role to have a receiver that can replace either one of the receivers that if they were to get hurt, he could play both roles. He's a big slot in college, so he's used to playing out of the slot. He's 6'4" and fast. So if say J-Mo were to go down, at the very least he can run off coverage from Monroe and them. Also, you're sitting here telling me that we couldn't have ran more 11 personnel when we had no tight ends. That's what you're telling me. When we had no tight ends, when we got out there with Nolan Richie, we couldn't have replaced him with a receiver. Like, come on now. Like we both know better than that. That's just poor coaching. And you cannot, no matter what level of talent you have, if a guy is going to do a bad job at coaching, whether that is the offensive coordinator or the head coach allowing the offensive coordinator to be an idiot, you can't do anything about it. Because what happened when he was on the field? Catches and touchdowns. If I had a running back that on 13 carries had 6 touchdowns, are you mad at the coach for not giving him more carries? Or are you mad at me for giving you a guy that can get touchdowns? It's the coaching.
So what I'm mad about is you drafting him and what you had to give up for him because you fell in love with a guy. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But you fell in love with a guy and you obliterated your entire third round. He's just like F the third round. F them picks only happens in the third round. We don't listen. F them picks is supposed to be for someone who is dynamic and a difference maker right away, who is going to take you over the top. And he's going to mention this stuff later. And this is what people are crashing out about. But whatever the scheme was, whatever the way that you used Isaac Tesla, to me, I don't care because Isaac Tesla shouldn't have been on my team. Isaac Tesla, he's a good player. I don't care about him. Because you gave up 3 third-round picks to get him. You compromised 2 drafts, last year's and this year's. We don't have a third-round pick. So now we gotta hope somebody takes these booty-ass 4th and 5th and 6th round picks so you can get back in the third. It just didn't make sense. It really didn't.
Know what his bigger mistake was, in my opinion, was not trading down in the first round. Because he probably could have got the 3rd round pick that he wanted if he would have traded down with the Eagles in that first round before we took Talib. Because
like 2 picks?
Yeah, those 2 picks. Like just maybe the Bills don't pick Talib Williams and we still get Talib Williams at the end of the draft. That was his mistake. I don't care how much you pay for a player. If the player is good, in my opinion, I don't care. Because I'm all for aggression. If we're not going to be aggressive in free agency, we need to be aggressive in the draft. I don't care what round it is. We just need to have talent.
I'm all for being aggressive, but Isaac Tesla is not going to affect your team in short order. This is the problem. You were aggressive for a guy that wasn't going to play last year. Okay, great. He had 6 touchdowns. We were 9-8. Don't care about that. It's not like we were 11-6 and made the playoffs. That's awesome. You had 6 touchdowns.
We kick field goal. We kick field goals. Like does the kicker not have ability? Is Jake Bates bad? Because we kick field goals in the Steelers game, we go to the playoffs. We keep trying to make it about the talent and make it not
no. Because I'm not trying to make it about the talent. I'm not trying to make it about the talent. I'm saying he doesn't help you. He doesn't help you.
How does it not help you? This is the thing. So if I have
the reason it doesn't help you is because we don't lose because of our offense. We lose because we don't have defense. That's why it doesn't help you. And if he was being aggressive to go get somebody on defense and it just didn't work out, I'm not going to fault him for it. I'm not going to blame you for going to get somebody on the defense aggressively. If you changed Isaac Tesla's position to defensive end, because it's not about the name, it's not about the hue of the color, it's about the position. You took 3 third-round picks and you said, WR, here we come. No, if you took 3 third-round picks and said DE, here we come, maybe even LB, here we come, I wouldn't have crashed out about it.
What defensive end? No defensive end from last year had more than 5 sacks. We're acting as if these guys were needle movers in the 3rd round. We're talking about we're talking about less than 3 sack guys. If we were to draft a guy that only had 3 sacks, in this particular climate for the Detroit Lions, he would be getting killed. Nobody would care if it was just a third round pick. He'd be getting killed if he was out there.
I'm not talking about people that were available in that draft. I'm saying the concept.
I understand
the concept of taking 3 third-round picks and drafting a wide receiver who you did not need.
I feel like we needed him.
If injured, he can take over for Amon-Ra St. Brown. If injured, he can take over for J-Mo. If you are going to be aggressive, I don't want an if injured type of play and break glass in case of emergency. That's what you're suggesting.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is you open up your offense, make your offense more dynamic in the third round because you don't have defensive options. If there's no great defender in that round, and you decide, hey, this is a player that can help us. And at the end of the day, if the offensive coordinator would have used that player, it would have helped open up for your better players because Isaac Tesla can run off coverage. When you decided to actually use him, he helped your offense. If you can't make your defense better, make your offense better. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how I feel.
Who was the receiver that the Packers took in the 5th round? Savion, what's his last name?
Are you talking about Savion Williams?
All right, Savion Williams is 6'5". He's fast. So why couldn't we have taken a Savion Williams in the 4th round or the 5th round? Why? This is the thing. Why did it need to be Isaac Tesla? Why did you need to take 3 third-round picks and use them there? Why did you need to do that?
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's my point. And this has always been my point. You didn't need Isaac Tesla. You didn't need to scuttle the damn 3rd round. Now you don't have a 3rd round pick. You got 2 picks in the top 100. 2.
We'll be all right.
Maybe, but then here's the thing. We can't find trade partners. We tried. We called about this. We called about that. And you look how he was a crackhead calling about Broderick Martin trying to move back up. That it's going to have to be that same type of crack energy to get into the 3rd round this year. That's my point. Like the need for wide receiver. Why did it have to be Tesla? Why did you have to give that much up? We could have got somebody later.
He believed in Tesla. I don't know why he believed in Tesla, but what I've seen, I like. He believes in a lot of people. He believed in Rakestraw. I wasn't a fan. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He believed
not
in
at all.
People. He shouldn't have believed it. I
did not want Rakestraw on this team at all.
He's believed in some guys that I was wrong about because I didn't believe in Jack Campbell at all. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right? I didn't believe in actually I was cool with everybody else. Brian Branch didn't know anything about Kirby Joseph and he turned out to pop. So like if I have no problem with him going for it, but when you go for it and it doesn't work, you got to be able to face the music. I just don't.
What did we give up for Jack Campbell? Nothing. We stayed put and we drafted Jack Campbell, and Jack Campbell turned out to be a stud.
We gave up a lot. We could have had Jalen Carter. We could have had Jalen Carter. That's a lot to give up.
But 18 was our pick.
Oh, that was
we already had that pick.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like Kirby Joseph, you took a shot on Kirby Joseph with the 96. I think he was 96, just like Broderick Martin, somewhere around there. Right? You took a shot on him. You didn't trade up to draft him. You stayed put and you said, okay, here's a guy I've identified who's only played 1 year of safety, and he's a freaking dog. But if it doesn't work out, nobody's killing you for it. Iffy's good, but he has injury problems, and unless you leave and go play in Miami, then you ain't got no injury problems. Okay? But nobody's going to kill you for Iffy. I'm not killing you for Aleem McNeil I'm not as high on Lee McNeil as a lot of people are. I don't think he deserved the contract that he got. Right? I don't think he should have been paid like a top 10 defensive end when he wasn't a top 10 defensive end, just because, he has the potential to be a top 10 defensive end, defensive tackle, but he has injury problems. He has injury concerns. He's injury prone, right? Aleem McNeil is good. He's not $30 million good.
I think that's the case now.
But Aleem McNeil was drafted in the 3rd round. I'm not, and we didn't have to really do nothing.
But the 3rd round isn't the 3rd round anymore. This is NIL life, right? The 3rd and 4th and 5th round aren't the same.
It's not, but guess what? You're still gonna find GMs that treat it as such. Who did Miami? Miami took a 3rd round for Phillips. They took a 3rd rounder for Phillips. Right? Now, did Phillips do a whole hell of a lot? No. Right? He provided some help in a situation where we had a guy in El Quadin Muhammad that couldn't be on the field for running downs, right? Who had 11 sacks, but only produced sacks in 7 out of 17 games. You could have taken a 3rd round pick and got some help, but you took 3 3rd round picks and you sunk them into a wide receiver. Sunk them. I don't care what that wide receiver did, unless that wide receiver stepped on that field and took over games single-handedly for you and won you games single-handedly. Isaac Tesla had a situation where he could have won you a game and dropped the ball in the end zone. So now he don't drop passes. Oh, he got hands of Velcro. He might be where he might dip his hands and stick them before he comes out. But when he needs to catch a game-winning a game-winning touchdown pass, he dropped it.
Nobody should have been in that situation. Should have just kicked field goals. Shouldn't have been in that situation.
Even if you didn't kick field goal, right? You shouldn't have been in the situation. Even if you didn't, I've got a Superman. Did I use 3 3rd round picks on?
We were only in this situation because he caught a touchdown pass earlier. But
so
you said that we didn't need him. We didn't need
catch
him.
Another one.
No. I'm not trying to hear that. So we were in a situation to win a game, and because he couldn't make a tough catch again to bail us out because our coach is an idiot. That is his fault. The rookie, not the people making millions. Not the fact that you like going 12 personnel with practice squad tight ends. You know what I'm saying? Instead of actually getting quality players on the field, is the young guys' fault that we lost the game. I'm not hearing that, fam.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is the point that you're not we got to get you to this point. It's about expectations. If you buy a toy for your son that was made in China, right? And it costs you $10 and it breaks the next day. You like, if you buy a toy that was made in Germany and it costs you $300 and it breaks the next day, you gonna crash out. So this was the thing. If you drafted Savion, why do I want to call him Savion Glover?
Savion Williams didn't even have the same level of he didn't even have the same level of year as Isaac Tesla though.
But that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. If you drafted Savion Williams in the 5th round and he dropped that touchdown pass, you don't care. You're like, okay, he's a 5th rounder, whatever. You know, he was just in the game. Isaac Tesla was your favorite wide receiver in the draft. You decided to use 3 3rd-round picks to draft him. He now has expectations.
So he's a first round.
He is the German toy that you bought for $300. Savion Williams would have been the Chinese toy that you bought for $10.
He's essentially a first round pick because you paid 3 3rd-round picks.
No.
That's basically
He's
what
not
that's
a
what you're saying.
first. He's not a first round pick. But what value would you give to 3 third-round picks? At least a mid-second, right?
Yeah. He didn't
Okay.
give you that. He didn't give you that when he was on the field. Because he can't control not being on the field. He can't, like, we're trying to assign blame to the wrong person. Because I'm sorry, every time he was on the field, he was effective. So I like, the Bengals game, touchdown. Other games, touchdowns, effect. Like even the Bears game, right? The Bears game, he had that tough catch. But even when he's not catching the ball, being able to run off coverage for Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta has a role. Like, you can't sit there and tell me that he like Tim Patrick could run off coverage at the same level. Like, Tim Patrick wasn't even making those type of catches.
Again, could Savion Williams, 6'5", 4.340, run off coverage?
He could have.
Okay.
How many touchdowns did he have this year?
I'm just saying.
How many touchdowns did he have this year? How many
things.
touchdowns did he have this year?
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
Not enough. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to hear that.
Neither one of them had enough.
You know what I'm saying?
Neither one of them had enough. This is what I'm saying. You're saying that he could run off coverage because he's 6'4" and he's fast. Okay. Savion Williams is 6'5" and fast. He could also run off coverage for Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So you're saying that his work as a decoy justifies 3 third-round picks. And I'm telling you, Savion Williams in the 5th round could have done the same decoy work.
I'm saying that he did all of those things as the full package. Now, I believe in Isaac Tesla. If you don't, I understand. You don't like him. That's cool.
I don't have a problem with Isaac Tesla. I don't care about him.
My problem is that a weapon that you needed, especially when you had practice squad tight ends, you didn't use. When you got practice squad tight ends, can't catch, can't find spaces in zones, can't block. Why are they out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that just don't make sense.
It's the Broderick Martin argument. How many of us care about Broderick Martin being drafted in the 7th round?
I care about Broderick Martin being drafted at all. I hated the pick.
Okay.
Not going to
say all right, but it's the 7th round. So no one was going to kill Brad Holmes. No one. Even if you hate the pick, it's a 7th round pick. People will be looking at you like, are you okay? Are you insane? You crashing out about a 7th round pick? Nobody's going to crash out about a 7th round pick because 7th round picks aren't supposed to matter. There is a guy who's the last pick in the draft. What do they call him? Mr. Irrelevant. That is, if whatchamacallit, if Broderick Martin was Mr. Irrelevant or somewhere close to that, nobody would give a damn. He wouldn't work out. Just like we had a UDFA, big, tall, I don't even remember the dude's name. Big, tall, wide receiver, maybe Hakeem something. I don't remember. Right? 6'6". You know, he had a little bit of speed to him, a little bit of juice. But we wanted him to work out because he was tall. But he was a UDFA. And when he didn't make it, I don't even remember his name. Right? Broderick Martin would have been the same situation. UDFA or a 7th round, late 7th round pick, nobody would have remembered his name. We wouldn't have cared. This is the set. If you took Isaac Tesla in the 3rd round without the other 2 3rd-round picks, we wouldn't care. Because you drafted a wide receiver in the 3rd round, and I don't necessarily think that you needed a wide receiver at that point in time, but cool. You drafted a guy in the 3rd round and you used 1 3rd-round pick on him, and that's fine. Because you tacked on 3 3rd-round picks to draft a guy, whether you needed him or not, whether your coach was going to use him or not, doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. I can't even say that. Whether you needed him or not, I can't say that. Because if you needed him, if you really needed him, then I'd have been okay with it. Right? Oh, we need to get this guy. We need to have this guy because we have Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jerry Judy's okay. All right. he's a guy, but he's a jag, as Steve Smith said. If you had Amon-Ra St. Brown and Tim Patrick, if you had Amon-Ra St. Brown and Kenny Galladay, if you had Amon-Ra St. Brown and what's that dude's name, Tyrell Williams, that we had before, right? If that's what you had, then you needed Isaac Tesla. So then if you traded 3 third-round picks to get him in that situation, I'm cool with it. But because you had 4 targets, 4 already, that offered you different things, different flavors. 2 of them were wide receivers. 1 of them was a tight end. 1 of them was a running back. I'm trying to understand how you're going to get touches in this offense. And then you waste 3 third-round picks to get that player, whether it's the coach putting them on the field or not. If you put Isaac Tesla on the field more, then it's going to take away from somebody else. It's going to take away from somebody else. And that's my problem. You didn't need him, and you used 3 third-round picks to get him. And because you used 3 third-round picks to get him, when the trade deadline came around and we needed help on defense, guess what we couldn't do? We couldn't get any help because we didn't have any picks to play with. We didn't have any picks to trade. Nobody's taking 5th-round picks at the trade deadline for anybody who, you know what we got at the trade deadline for a 5th-round pick? You know what we got? Trinity Benson. Donovan Peoples-Jones.
We don't gotta worry about it now. Receiver is set. I'm sorry, man. Like, it's one of those things. I know I can see like, yo, this dude is tripping. I do not care about 3rd-round picks. I believe that 1st and 2nd round picks are very important. 3rd-round pick, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, those are just supposed to be role players and or special teamers. And if at the end of the day they work out or they don't, I really don't care. I think you should be batting in the 60 to 80%. The 3rd round is not a special round. Sorry.
Kirby Joseph, Aleem McNeil, the 3rd round.
Now it don't matter. It's NIL. There's no watch. I can't wait till the 3rd round come around. I'm gonna look
You're
around.
Saying that.
I'm trying to tell you, it's not.
But you know what? You know why? What I'm saying is this. The 3rd round matters for different reasons. The 3rd round, maybe people are staying in, so they're not going to come out, right? And maybe you would have got them in the 3rd round before. GMs will still take 3rd-round picks at the trade deadline when you need to get help later on in the season. When you are, I need a defender. I need something because we're always injured and we need to replace somebody. Oh, if I had a 3rd-round pick, I could have traded for this guy, that guy, the 3rd guy. Guys who are already established in the league, guys who are on expiring contracts, guys who are in situations where they've fallen out with the team. GMs are still going to take those 3rd-round picks. And that's why it's a problem when you take 3 third-round picks and you sink them into a wide receiver, because later on you can't get any help. That's why whether the guys in the draft are coming out ready to play and ready to affect the team, that's neither here nor there, because GMs around the league ain't looking at it at oh, well, it's NIL. If you want to do something in the trade deadline, we need a 2nd-round pick. They haven't gotten to that point. If they get to that point, then you have a point. But because they're not, and because they're still valuing 3rd-round picks in trades, you're tricking off 3 third-round picks for a wide receiver that you didn't need, crippled your team down the stretch. It crippled your team.
All right, let's continue, because I don't agree. I'm not like, you're not getting me off of this, because like at the end of the day, like, oh, we missed out on the 2-sack guy. Yeah, I'm cool. That's. But so what you that's the best guy that moved is a 2-sack guy off 2 ACLs.
I got you.
You're not going to convince me that's worth a 3rd-round pick. 2-sack guy.
But we're playing
back to back, like ACL.
We're playing a what if game.
when they played in that NFC playoff game, how many plays did Jalen Phillips help you with? None.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
But
he had less impact than HUM, who's a practice squad guy, because of coaching, because they keep their players healthy. That has nothing to do with Jalen Phillips. I'm sorry, Jalen Phillips did not help them get anywhere. We're sitting here, we're pointing to everything else, but the reality, they had one injury and lost to the most injured team in the NFL. That is not, dude.
Jalen Phillips was the guy that moved last year, right? Guys are routinely moving for third round picks at the trade deadline. Yes or no?
They're routinely moving, right? So this upcoming draft, right? We're not going to have a third round pick, or maybe we'll trade, get a third round pick. We got a bunch of picks, but they're not third rounders, right? Of course, next year we're going to have third round picks unless we trade. Maybe they trade. Maybe this is going to be a every year thing where we trade next year's third round pick to get back in the third round because we did it the last year. I don't think it's the smartest thing in the world, but at the end of the day, maybe that's the case. If that player helps me, that's fine. It's my coach's job to get the most out of the talent. And if he doesn't do that, I have a problem with him, not the person procuring the talent. That's just how I feel. Now, if you say, hey, he passed on, when I was done with Martin Mayhew, he passed on Aaron Donald. He passed on Odell Beckham Jr., right? That made sense to me. Like, I'm done with them. But when you're saying, oh, we passed on 3 sack guys, we passed on the rapist that got 3 sacks last year. You're not gonna move me with that. Like, oh, we could have got Mike Green, got 3.5 sacks with no run defense and rape allegations. Oh, we passed on Donovan Izaraku, who got 3.5 sacks starting the whole year. Oh, woo, no run defense. At the end of the day, we passed on scrubs. And you're sitting there trying to convince me that I should care. That's my thing. It's like, oh, which defensive end did we pass on? The best defensive end that we passed on, who doesn't fit the scheme, by the way, is Nick Scourt. After that is Yaya Diaby. The year after we drafted 3 defensive ends in the same draft. Then we go to 2024. Darius Robinson, Jared Newton. We needed to trade up, move mountains for Jared Verse. That's the best that we could come up with. It's not, defensive ends, we don't care about it. It's like, hey, we're not paying exorbitant prices for guys that aren't like that. That makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather have 6 touchdowns than 2 sacks. I'd rather have 6 touchdowns than 3.5 sacks in the season. That's what makes sense to me. If I'm tripping, then I'm tripping. I live with that. If you can't improve your defense, improve your offense even more. Make it unstoppable. That's how I see it. Now, if he doesn't,
you can't have an unstoppable offense with a quarterback such as Jared Goff because and I'm not trying to throw no shade at Jared Goff, but unless he's Tom Brady with Randy Moss, and that was unstoppable until the Super Bowl, right? You can't have an unstoppable offense with a quarterback that needs so much help in front of him.
Hey, if you feel that poorly about your quarterback, you just keep adding to the offense. Like, hey, I'm gonna have the receivers. I'm gonna have the O-line. Like, my biggest thing was the O-line, which who
was available in the 3rd round on the O-line?
I can't recall. You're gonna have to fill me in on that one.
Okay. So if we did a deep dive in who was available on the offensive line, because I feel like if you didn't care about the 3rd round picks, here's what you could have done. Trade 3 3rd round picks to get back into the 2nd. Because, I mean, 3 3rd round picks to pick somebody in the 3rd round is ridiculous to me. So if you said 3 3rd round picks, we're going to get back into the 2nd, and we're going to affect our team by getting better offensive line play.
and this is my thing, and you can blame Brad Holmes for this. I truly believe they didn't have a clue that Brad was retiring.
Bro,
Like,
no, because Brad Holmes said there were breadcrumbs.
Yeah, he be lying. That'd be the thing.
He does,
like,
but
the transactions say they didn't know.
Which one of those things makes you look dumber? You not knowing at all that he was going to retire, or you saying that there were breadcrumbs and you didn't do anything about it? I feel like the breadcrumbs thing makes you look, I don't know. It's two different levels of incompetence.
I'm not. This was happening, right? When it comes to, I will sit here and I will defend his ability to be a GM. I will not, cannot, shan't defend his ability at the microphone of any kind. I can't do it. I can't do it. I will not. Can't do it. I'm like anything he says to the media. I don't like. I listen to him, like what he say, but I know I can tell from how they operated. There's no way that they thought that bro was retiring. There's no way. There's no way,
bro.
Like it because one, he didn't say nothing until the summer, and I'm glad they didn't play that game with Taylor Decker, even though I wouldn't mind Taylor Decker right now. I did the deep dive on the tackles. I'm like, bruh, I'm the more I look at the tackles in this class, the more I'm looking like, just go defense and pray. Go defense and pray. No, because I'm like, look, we got the guy I like most is a fat boy. He can lose to the fort. You know what I'm saying? He can lose to the kitchen. Myro Freeland, I don't know how people done trick the world and believing this dude is like that. You know, he's in a RPO heavy, just college gimmick offense. He's not like that. I promise y'all. So when he starts giving up sacks and giving up them run stops, I hope it's just not for my team. All right. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Blake Miller. It took too long for him to be still having these issues. You 22. You've been playing forever. You still having little issues. I hope we go defense the whole draft. Keep Borum out there. You know what I'm saying? Or give a guard. Put a guard. Put 4 good offensive linemen and chip whoever is out there with Borum. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. Go defense. I can't really get behind the Taylor Decker thing other than he too expensive. I can't do it.
And you know what would help us to go defense? An additional 2 third-round picks that we don't have.
Hey, we got 10 picks. Whether they're 4th rounds or not, you get the OGs.
That's not.
You get the OGs, you be all right. So if we say we were to get Max Llewellyn and Kate Curry and what's the boy name? TJ Parker or one of them other dudes. Like, I'd be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Danny Dennis and Max Llewellyn, Danny Dennis and Mikael Kamara, they're gonna be available. Them old technicians, they're gonna be available. Me and the 25 and up, like a grown folks club. I'm trying to tell you, there's a way out of this, and it's just go with the OGs. That's all I'm saying.
And Brad told you they got young accidentally.
Yeah. See, he be lying. That's why, like I said, I don't do that, Mike. Like this stuff, this interview stuff, it makes me uncomfortable because I know he lying. He be like, yeah, I believe in this guy, but you gave him $1 million. You don't really believe in him. You don't believe in him at all. you believe in them people that you be paying.
Exactly.
He believed in DJ Reed. That was an accident.
It was just bull crap.
That was an accident.
I'm not gonna take the bait because it's gonna be another 30 minutes. You're gonna send me down a rabbit hole. You're gonna send me down a rabbit hole with this DJ Reed stuff, bro. All right.
On defensive end, what's your confidence in
Say that one more time.
Right tackle and defensive end? What's your confidence level in Borum and Wanham if those guys, that they can be every down starter types, or do you have to supplement that in the draft?
Yeah, I mean, I've said in the past, I thought Borum put out good tape this year. I don't foresee that. You don't have a crystal ball, but from what last thing I saw on tape, I do think that he's got starter level ability, and same as Wanham. You're talking about guys that have been starters in the NFL, but just kind of look at where the trend is going, where the arrow is going. The last time they're still young, but we feel good about both of them, so we don't feel like it's we have to supplement them because.
All right, I'm not even gonna say that, man.
He be lying. That's what I be trying to tell you. Like, I could barely pay attention. I know he lying. He said, "But like, yeah, I believe in Borum and Wanham. I believe in them. These guys, if you would ask him how many sacks one of them would get, he'd be like, yeah, I think he can give you like 8 good sacks, and then he can set a good edge. I'm not listening. I cannot pay attention because look, he don't even look like he telling the truth. Look at him. That's all I'm saying. Like, he look like, did they believe that lie? You know what I'm saying? That's all he's saying. Look, I'm trying to tell you, man. I don't look. This stuff make me uncomfortable. Keep going. Keep going. It make me uncomfortable. Hey, just a fan, man. It's all a dart throw. Round 3 to 7 is all the same to me. You just a bunch of dart throws.
3 to 7 is
3 to 7
crazy.
is all dart throws to me. Outside of the top 100 during the NIL era is dart throws. They all dart throws. You don't know. This ain't back in the day.
You could get some prime OGs in the 3rd round, though.
Hey, you right.
So what do you mean?
To be honest, man, I'm just trade down, get my little 3rd back, and I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I would trade down so far as 28. Everybody from about 15 to about 60 is about the same. They all look like clones. You know Star Wars, Clone Wars, they all the same. The level is exactly the same. That's why I'm saying, hey, trade up or trade down, one of the two. Don't pick nothing at 17 unless something great fall. Try to tell you.
Good.
Out there that you aren't doing a local pro day this year. Just kind of curious why you made that decision.
Yeah, just internally, we just kind of made a decision to kind of just utilize that time for some other things, but still utilize the local visits as well. So we still utilize the local visits, but we just made the decision really last summer to do away with pro day, and we'll see how it goes. If we feel like we missed something by not doing it, then we'll look at it and adjust again.
Not to show your hand too much, but how many offensive tackles do you see in that 1st round or even in the 2nd round as potential first day starters in this draft?
Man, I think anytime you're dealing with a rookie, I don't care where you draft them at, you're gonna have to be prepared for a little bit of growth period. So it's hard to say. Some guys may be a little bit more ready, but you just never know. So I can't really give you a good answer on that one in terms of day one right now, because anytime you draft a rookie, I think you're gonna have to be prepared for some development growth period.
See, that was a perfect answer. You weren't lying. You weren't gaslighting. You weren't saying nothing stupid. That was a perfect answer. Nobody can argue with that.
A good sidestep.
Yeah, it's a perfect answer.
I'm not giving you a number. That'd be stupid.
Exactly. That's all we asked for. That shows that he had some PR training. All right.
This year, and positions are deeper than others, and within our other stuff, are you getting an older draft class now overall?
Yeah, I mean, that's just been the nature of, whether it's NIL or, the COVID period starting to come to a close. You're getting more older players. But it doesn't scare us away from,
yes, it does.
Not picking a player just because he's a little more advanced in age or anything. But yeah, that has been a little bit more prevalent because of both kids staying in school longer. And then, there's still some little trickle down from COVID as well still.
Was it a deep draft or was this a normal draft compared to other years?
I think it's very similar to the past couple of drafts. When the amount of underclassmen that would enter the draft kind of drastically fell off. So that's why I would compare it to the past couple of drafts.
You open this up every year with gratitude for your staff.
Mhm.
Just wanted to dig a little deeper there with a specific staff member. You promoted Brian Hudspeth 3 years ago, and you go way back, covered kind of the same area of the country for a while. Just curious, I guess you speak a lot in superpowers. What's Brian's superpower in his role?
Yeah, he just has a lot of experience. He's very organized. He's a good evaluator. I used to be, like you mentioned, being out in the Southeast with Hudspeth and kind of seeing the way he goes about his work. As much as scouting is evolving, you still need to have some old school roots, and there's still some grassroots level things that you can't, there's steps you cannot skip basically in the scouting process. And that's what I really appreciate about HUD is HUD's going to make sure that those steps aren't getting skipped because they're critical.
As the process evolved though from year to year, like, is it like, do you still have the same level of anxiety from the first year, or it just seems like you're making all these different changes? Like, how much has your draft process evolved? Has it gotten better? Like, just going into this year, like kind of your mindset entering this year's draft?
Yeah, I think we've evolved a lot. It's something that we take a long, hard look at after each draft to, see things that we like that we're doing, things that we could tweak, things that we could do better, and implement those things and just see how it goes. But, I think it's important to, first of all, you can't be scared to make those evolutions, but also you got to look back at it and make sure that they were the right things. And there's sometimes where you tried something and you didn't get the results that you really wanted, and you got to tweak again. So, we have had a lot of evolution from the first time. But the one thing that has not changed and that has stayed consistent is the film, and that's first and foremost. That's the reason.
What film did they watch on Project Martin? What film did they watch on Project Martin that made him look like somebody that need to be drafted in the third round, and you had to hit the crackhead scratch to get back up in the third round? What film did you watch?
He was watching Project Martin play guys my size. What you talking about? Look, I'm sure. Look, the highlights look great. Look,
that's called context.
I'm just saying. Look, hey, they took a chance. I feel like the thing with the underclassmen, because that's what we love. We love younger players. Everybody we draft, he wants to keep for 15 years. And then NIL happened, and there are a lot less of those players. So they start reaching every which way to get these super young players. And last year is when he started to get some of the older players. Some of them, right? Like I think he probably wouldn't have gotten Tate Ratledge or Isaac Tesla in the past, but now it's time to get with the OGs. He's evolving. They love that word. Evolve. Yeah, I want to retire that word so badly because evolution is just like, please stop. Just wait. Use that after a good draft or something. Because nobody wants to hear that right now.
It's their buzzword. All right.
Reason why we're acquiring these players is to be good football players. So that part really hasn't evolved. That part hasn't changed, but we definitely made a lot of evolutions in other areas.
Brad, going back to Brad's question about the offensive tackles for a minute.
Yeah.
It does seem like as many as 7 offensive tackles have been projected or mocked to go in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Just what's your evaluation of the top of the offensive tackle class? And do you guys feel like that's a long-term need for you guys?
I think anytime you can acquire an offensive tackle that's a good player, I always think, if you look at it like an offensive tackle or, you call that premium position category, I don't think you can ever really have enough of them. Those guys are hard to find. But you got to make sure that you get the right one. But I think there's some,
This next exchange is completely ridiculous. I just want to prepare y'all for that.
There's some good ones. We'll just kind of see how it falls.
What are the premium positions in your eyes?
What are the premium positions? Well, based on what you guys have always said, no, but you guys tell us what the premium positions are, right?
premium position to his question. So I didn't know if you had your own definition of premium positions.
So the positions that we did not draft in 2023, those are the positions, right?
I mean, I think most people think pass rusher, quarterback, offensive tackle. So I don't know if you align with that. Your vision aligns with that.
Yep. So. Agree.
You lying ass. You agree? You agree that the edge rusher position is a premium position? You lying mother. Listen, you're going to have me up here cussing. Look, this was ridiculous. What are you doing, Brad? What are you doing? You can't say edge rusher, and then you're going to sit up here and say it's a premium position. I agree. I align with that. But you can't even say it out your mouth. Well, the guys we didn't draft in 2023. That's what you guys tell us. You guys say everything. The fact that this man hates the edge rushing position, it's infuriating. Why are you like this? Who made you the way that you are, Brad? Who made you the way that you are? Lord have mercy. We have a GM that can't say edge rusher.
Would I be wrong if I said I like this response?
No. Yes, you'd be very wrong.
You know what I'm saying? I like having smart aleck answers to stupid questions. What do you mean? What do you see as a premium position? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You asked him about edge for 4 years now. Of course, it's a premium position,
but he doesn't address it.
Address it with who?
He doesn't address it in a premium way. Let's say that he addressed it one time because Jacksonville Jaguared. Okay, and he addressed it one time in a premium way. That's it.
If he didn't draft so well, he had more money to spend on, give Odafe Owe $120 million.
We're not asking you to go get $120 million in free agency on the edge.
Get it? That's the going price. If Odafe Owe is $120 million,
that's not what we're asking you for. We're asking you to do it in the draft.
Oh yeah.
All right. Now,
Landon Jackson.
Again, here's the thing. Landon Jackson. When did Landon Jackson go?
He went in the second round. 0-6.
Okay.
I've done this.
Now, Landon Jackson was stiff. He's a big dude. He fit what they do.
Yeah, he's
right.
Though.
Exactly.
We won't change what we do. I don't know what the plan is. I don't get it.
There you go. So we won't change what we do, but yet because we won't change what we do, it looks as though you don't care about the pass rush. Just like there was an article, I did a video on it talking about the top 5 draft trade targets for the Detroit Lions, and Josh Sweat was in there. We didn't get Josh Sweat when we had the opportunity to get Josh Sweat. So why would we get Josh Sweat now?
Because he don't got a choice. He chose Arizona over Detroit. That's really all.
Huh?
He chose Arizona over Detroit. That's really all.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like he and we could trade for him, but at the end of the day, financial constraints.
Exactly.
At this point, we need to. The way they look at it, if they have money budgeted out in a particular way, that basically means he has to stick within that budget. And if he wants to keep within that budget, he's going to have to start trading his loved ones. They're family to him. Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, they're family.
Yeah, Sam Laporta and Brian Branch, who you don't have to see come back from injury to give them a contract. This is stupid. It's asinine, bro. Family. I got to see what you look like, especially in Achilles.
I know he hasn't given them a contract yet. So I have hope. To be honest, I was looking like progress when he cut Josh Pascal. I was like, thank you. Finally, he's done it.
But then we brought back Levi Onwuzurike, who was less healthy than Josh Pascal.
We need a base end. We got to have one of them. We got to have one of them.
No, we don't. You got Peyton Turner. Same.
No, he sucked.
Same as Levi Onwuzurike. At least Peyton Turner actually plays the position. Plays the position.
I don't know. I mean,
he doesn't play football.
Does he play the position?
Football. But he plays the position.
I don't think he's going to make it through 2 weeks of training camp without getting hurt.
He's Marcus Davenport. Levi Onwuzurike, how long is he going to make it through? One healthy season in 5 years. Just same as Peyton Turner. One healthy season. I mean, so let's continue. This is making me angry.
At cornerback, I don't know if that's a premium position. How does Terrion's situation play into, any needs or, that you may have or what you may do in the draft?
We've put out statements about that. There's no updates.
With the draft development and re-sign model that you guys have implemented, how much harder is it now, given where you're drafting because of the success you've had, and also the fact that you've had fewer picks in the top 100 than say you did earlier in your tenure?
How does it affect things?
How harder is it to implement that model, the draft development re-sign, when you have fewer picks in the top 100 range?
I mean, it doesn't really pose a challenge in terms of the acquisition of the players. There's a lot of different ways that you can navigate with having less picks. You might have a lot of picks, and that might not be the case on drafting in terms of what you trade, what you acquire, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what you want. If you can get a good football player that ends up fitting the vision that you had, and he makes it to where he's earned a second contract, that's really what you want. But that doesn't always affect it, but it doesn't affect like whether you have more picks or less picks. That model that we have used in the past, I don't see that changing with the amount of picks we'll have.
I'm sorry, Brad, that drafting.
And then as the defense is currently constituted,
Yep.
Are you confident that it's championship level at this stage? As the defense is.
Yeah, I mean, those are our hopes. Look, we're never going to be satisfied in terms of where we're at. And that's what me and Dan are always constantly looking at. Man, we're always constantly looking at personnel and how to add more and tweaks and like all this stuff. Certainly from a schematic standpoint, that's more of a Dan question. But I know that we're looking at that all the time. So.
You see, he just took a shot. He said from a schematic standpoint, that's a Dan question.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Yo, I need some more Fishers. I need some, bruh, make it happen, kick some field goals, change the scheme, a lot of talent. I need all of that because we need to start having these conversations. Because at the end of the day, as much as people talk about Brad, he is hamstrung with some foolishness over here. Just saying. I like that shot. I wish he'd take more. Stop playing. That's a scheme issue. Talk to him. What's up, about?
So whatever you're saying, like how it looks right now at this day, then, that may not be the case because we're always looking to add and, evolve it and make it better all the time.
The drafting challenge for you early on.
The drafting challenge?
Drafting challenge for you, how it's evolved over the year. Early on, you could take anybody, any position. You needed everything.
Yeah.
It's gotten more specific and I assume more difficult as it goes on. Do you feel at this stage even more pressure to target what appears to be specific needs?
Not really. Actually, I think sometimes you can get in trouble by doing that just because you might start to reach for a certain player because you feel like you need that position, and you never want to feel that way when you select a player. You pass up a really good player that you liked even more, but there is a question mark on your roster, so you just go ahead and you get that player that you weren't as excited about. It's hard to sleep at. I know for me, it's hard to sleep at night when you do that, when you don't really get the player that you really, really wanted because you reach for a need. And if that reach, you already reached for it. So you already reached for a player that you weren't as fired up, but he fit a certain position. And then what if the player shows or demonstrates the reason why you weren't as fired up about him? So now you've reached for the guy and now the guy's not even performing up to standards. the same reason why you had a reservation about him, now you're really in trouble. So that's why I think you got to be careful with
You
that.
have done that before, reaching, which you regretted?
No.
You haven't?
Not that I can remember.
Just
Why?
No reach, no reach, no. Broderick Martin would no reach for me. No reach, no reach, no. Isaac Tesla would no reach for me. That's the song. It's called No Reach. Get it on Spotify. Get it on Apple Music, wherever you get your music at. No reach, no reach, no. Broderick Martin would no reach for me. I've never reached. I don't know what it's like to reach, but I just explained to you what it means to reach and how I can't sleep at night when I reach, because I reached for Broderick Martin. I reached for Isaac Tesla, and I don't know what it feels like. This man is speaking gibberish. This man is lying to you. This is the gaslighting that Brad Holmes is doing. He's telling you he's never reached. He's telling you he's never reached.
Hey.
And the other thing that pisses me off about Brad Holmes is that he assumes that if you draft for need, you're going to get a bad player. Because I wasn't as excited about this guy. So listen, there were multiple players between Hendon Hooker and Broderick Martin. There were multiple players that went. Kobe Turner went. Yahya Diaby went. There were multiple players. There are even more. I did a video about all the players. What does BPA mean to Brad Holmes? And the crack fiend getting back into the third round was for Broderick Martin and Broderick Martin alone. Dan Campbell sat up there and said, "Oh, I hope their guy's not Broderick Martin." Who the hell is Broderick Martin? Go ahead, Mike.
In this statement, he's right. He doesn't reach for a need. That's basically what they asked. He clearly isn't reaching for
a player.
He'll reach for a player, doesn't reach for need.
Reaching is reaching. I don't care what you're reaching for.
We would have had edge players that y'all be killing them about. It'd probably be some more Josh Pascals, because none of the edges that I've seen drafted in the rounds people talk about have panned out at all. But at the end of the day, you know, the only draft in which he really missed out on quality talent was the draft right after he just drafted 3 defensive ends. And I stand
What 3 defensive ends did he draft at?
He drafted Hutch. He drafted Josh Pascal, confirmed defensive end. And you know what I'm saying? Garbage. And then he drafted James Houston. Right?
Who he didn't keep.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't care if he keep him. I'm talking about at the end of the day, he had him in 2023. That's the only draft that you can say, hey, he missed on quality defensive end talent that fit our scheme.
But he told you that you never can have enough of those guys.
Hey,
so
he lied.
So you miss on quality defensive end talent because you reach for Broderick Martin. If you're going to trade back up into the third round, you trade back and you grab Yahya Diaby. You trade back in and you grab someone else. You don't trade back in for Broderick Martin. Now, again, I give him a little bit more grace and slack on the Hendon Hooker pick because we could understand what he was doing. Now, were there breadcrumbs? Yes, there were breadcrumbs that Hendon Hooker wasn't going to be able to transition into an NFL quarterback because the offense that he played in at Tennessee was very gimmicky and it didn't require him to process too much. And we saw that he had a processing issue when he got to the NFL. So obviously, that pick just didn't work out. But the fervor and the conviction that they had about Broderick Martin that they didn't have for anybody else that went after Hendon Hooker is crazy to me. So you're telling me that he didn't know, they weren't having internal conversations about James Houston and going, no, we got 7 sacks in 8 games or 8 sacks in 7 games. I know he did that. We need him to drop back in coverage. Y'all were having these stupid ass conversations. I know you were having them, and I know he was there when Dan and AG were having that dumb ass conversation. We got a bona fide sack guy. We need him to drop back in coverage.
So look,
we got him in the 6th round.
Look.
He didn't cost much. Make him a sack specialist. Leave him alone.
I can't fight that. The only thing in 2024, like in 2024, I could honestly say that you could have went into that year and been like, bro, let's address this secondary because Kendall Vildor has footballs bouncing off his face mask. So not getting the edge in that particular draft, I understood. The Rakestraw pick was like, it was
again.
It was technically best available.
Before you go
ahead.
Before you go through that, that was Brad Holmes' fault that we had to address the secondary because we gave Cam Sutton money.
Bro, if we are not spending, first of all, you gotta understand NFL players are a lot less. Oh, let's go to the flash in the pan team. It's not like we're some. I would love to go to Detroit. Like you either overpay average, or you take shots on guys. Like
you overpaid for a guy who was not a number 1 corner, never had been a number 1 corner. You did the same thing. You didn't learn your lesson from Cam Sutton. You did the same thing with DJ Reed.
You did the same thing with Carlton Davis. He wasn't the number 1 corner.
Carlton Davis, you traded for him, and he was your number 1 corner, and he was a dog for your team.
See, so this is where I will definitely have a sharp disagreement with you. Carlton Davis wasn't like that as a number 1.
Really?
He's not like I'm sorry.
For our team?
Go watch that Seattle Seahawks game and tell me if he like that. What DK Metcalf was doing that young man. It was assault. All right.
Was it assault like the Jeffrey Namumbo?
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Okay. Did he give up 140?
It was something crazy. I can Google it. DK was doing it. He was doing it bad to him.
Okay.
But this is my thing this is my thing. I think Carlton Davis is a number 2. And
won the Houston Texans game.
He did. He had a good game. I could be like, oh, DJ Reed won the Browns game. It doesn't matter.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He got a pick. Oh, he was so great.
Browns.
He was so great. Hey, he erased Zay Flowers. I don't care. Like, yo, these guys, to me, they're both number 2s. And that's what we could get if Terrion Arnold turns into the number 1 that he's supposed to be.
He's not
DJ
going
Reed
to.
on the number 2. If it did, Carlton Davis went over there with the Patriots with the easiest schedule known to man, did not play any receivers at any point in time last year, and he was playing number 2s, and of course he's gonna look awesome. It's like, yo, I'm playing the second receiver on the easiest schedule in the league. Like, come on. I think
and why was Carlton Davis a number 2 in New England?
Christian Gonzalez. That's who I wanted.
Okay. And I have to go back to a statement that I made earlier. Where did Christian Gonzalez get drafted? What pick did he go?
Was it like 14, 15 or something like that?
17. right before Jack Campbell. And the Detroit Lions were happy that Christian Gonzalez was the pick so that they could get Jack Campbell.
I also
you can't be a DB slob or snob. You are a slob. You can't be a DB snob. And you sat there and were happy that your number one corner of the future went off the board so you could draft Jack Campbell.
Got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do. I don't agree that they...
But go ahead with the Ray Straw thing that you were going to say.
No, the Ray Straw thing I was going to say, like, at the time of the draft, I didn't like the fact that we were like tripling down on corner because we already had traded for Carlton Davis. We already picked Terry Arnold. But I was like, all right, I guess he's the best guy on the board, maybe. But who knows what he can be? Like, I'm not going to say I believe in him. I probably got a 7% belief in his Ray Straw at this point. It's like, yo, if he surprised me, you know what I'm saying? If he surprised me, that'd be cool. But it's like one of those things, like, all right, if you overdo it, it was a big weakness. You overdo draft and making sure everything is supposed to happen the way it's supposed to happen. And you just basically build out a super secondary. That I get the thought process of it. He didn't like it. If the Eagles didn't exist in this world, we'd be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact they love Quinyon Mitchell. And like, I wish they did a little bit better job of hiding that. But yeah, that's why
where was Quinyon Mitchell drafted?
22, I think. Was it 22? 21? You know what I'm saying?
And we took Terry Arnold 3 picks later. You know who else wanted Quinyon Mitchell?
Who?
You know who else? Me.
Everybody wanted.
I wanted Quinyon Mitchell. I wanted Jared Verse, and we wound up with Terry Arnold.
Hey, Brian, those 7 receptions, 104 yards doesn't even count the holdings in the pass interferences in that game. So, like, think about it: holding and pass interference, and 7 receptions and 104 yards. That's like that is the equivalent of getting absolutely fried. All right, so like let's stop with he was shut down.
So would you say that DK Metcalf physically is the closest thing to Calvin Johnson we've seen since Calvin Johnson?
Yeah, you if you took Calvin Johnson and took 95% of his skill away from him, he would be DK Metcalf. You know what I'm saying? You just say, you know what I'm saying, like all flexibility, all route running. You know what I'm saying, all the hands, like you bring him down to 5% is Calvin Johnson.
DK Metcalf physically, he imposes a difficulty for most corners. Physically. Obviously, he doesn't have the skills. He doesn't have the tool bag and the skill set that Calvin Johnson had. He also mentally doesn't have that. He's a crash out.
Yeah.
I mean, he punched a fan in the face.
Super stupid.
Sometimes a corner has a bad game.
Oh, no.
Right? He got clipped.
He had a couple.
He got
I could go in there and just be like, hey, look at this, look at this, look at this, and look at this. You know, but go ahead.
But he was your best corner on the team. He was very good for the team. He was on a defense that helped you to get 15-2, and then everybody got injured. I think had everybody not gotten injured, Carlton Davis included, that we could have made a Super Bowl run with Carlton Davis. The way he was playing, warts and all. Right? Do you feel that way about DJ Reed?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I don't feel that way. Like, it's one of them things like, hey, maybe if he can find a way to keep his hamstrings together we might be able to see. But them things snapping off they snapping off the bone. No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you look at it, if you
he
look
was
at
getting cooked by Romeo Dobbs week 1.
I mean,
and then people were like, "Oh, he got a pick or 2 picks against the Browns." Man, it's the Browns. Don't nobody care nothing about the Browns.
He played well in spots, but what I will say is that the defense that we have been running is foolishness. It's just been foolishness, and you're putting the corners at a disadvantage. And he had some good games. Did he play at the level Carlton Davis? No. But I asked you this. I want to ask you this question. Would you have felt comfortable giving Carlton Davis a sizable contract with no injury guarantees for the team and no outs?
I mean, at this point in time, bro, like if it led to DJ Reed, yeah. Right. If it was going to lead to us not having to throw away money, because this is what you've done by signing DJ Reed and giving him $16 million. I'd rather have Carlton Davis at $20 million and the risk of injury, because that's what DJ Reed gave you. He gave you a whole lot of money with no production and injury. We wasted money.
I'm not even going to defend the DJ Reed situation. I'm just saying,
so you asking me a question, knowing what I know, I definitely would have been comfortable with it.
So okay, all right, I ain't mad at it.
Because DJ Reed is butt cheeks.
I think the defense that we run has to change, though. Like
it does. But you know who was able to thrive in that defense? Carlton Davis. You know who looks like ass cheeks in that defense? DJ Reed.
But that's not fair to DJ. He didn't have elite safeties last year helping him out. Like, you can get away with some stuff with Kirby. And the defenses that we were running with Aaron Glenn are not the same as what we were running with
Kelvin Shepard.
With Kelvin Shepard, it's just not the same.
But guess what? Kelvin Shepard's our defensive coordinator. When you had the opportunity to go and get Brian Flores, and you had the opportunity to freaking get Jim Schwartz, had the opportunity, but you didn't do anything. You just kept him.
I got nothing to do with that. I talked to Dan. I have not, because I was cool. I didn't really care who we got as an offensive coordinator. I felt like Dan had I was wrong. I believed in Dan Campbell. I was like, yo, Dan is an offensive guy. He can just kind of like keep it status quo. We can figure it out. But I really wanted Dennis Allen or somebody along those lines. I just couldn't believe that we didn't at least interview some guys. Are we stuck with the outside cornerbacks we have on the roster? Honestly, bro, I'm drafting some 4th, 5th rounders, and I gotta pick up some Jalen Watson types. I gotta pick up some guys that can come in and start for me at corner, or at least push the guys that we got. Because I just, bro,
you know what, you know what, we're stuck with DJ Reed because we paid him $16 million a year.
Oh, we can cut him at the end of this next season.
Okay, but we're stuck with him for another season.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. It is what it is. Like, I got a question. Like, why are we not allowed to play zone? It's like, what law says we can't play zone coverage? Like, we can't go too high defense. We can't do nothing nobody else is doing. We have to play man, and we have to play man with no help over top.
Listen. So Kelvin Shepard saw what happened when Jeffrey Namumbo Ohel-Nokuda shut down Justin Jefferson. And then the next week when DK Metcalf was talking mess, he saw how Jeffrey Namumbo Ohel-Nokuda got turned loose by AG and said, go get back. Go show that man that you can be out there on an island with him. and he said 140 yards and a tutty later. That's what I need to do for my corners all the time. All the time. Listen, I've said this before. People know this. I'm a former corner. I would fashion myself or fancy myself as a shutdown corner. Press man was my favorite coverage because it allowed me to emasculate you, take your cookies and your manhood when you couldn't get off the line. A guy that was shorter than you, had more leverage than you, but was faster than you for sure. Right? So I loved playing press man coverage. I didn't care who was up. I don't even remember what my safeties were like. Right? I don't remember. I know that the corner on the other side of me was butt cheeks, which was why I was making plays across the field all the time. We don't have that ability. You have to be a certain kind of corner to be playing press man or man coverage. We play so much man coverage, but don't play press man because none of our corners can press. How are you playing man coverage without pressing? And that's your base defense. You're always doing this.
I think Terrion turned the corner when he started pressing. That's why I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I think Terrion, the best thing that ever happened to Terrion was that darn podcast. Cause sitting down with Patrick Surtain every week, all of a sudden he starts acting like an actual corner. And then
he's injured and also maybe going to prison. But
somebody need to tell him he's not Cam Chancellor. Stop trying to blow people up. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, I seen him knocking people out, and it's just like, bruh. And then all of a sudden, your shoulder, the same shoulder that they wanted to have surgery on, that somehow, I think something's wrong with our health system over there. Somebody needs to talk. Like, how are you like, he's injured, but not really injured. It's not for the season. It's maybe this for this week. It went from all year, a season-ending injury, to like 3 weeks to back to season ending. We gotta make a decision. Like, this is ridiculous. Who's clearing these people that we drafted? That's another thing. Who would the PhD say, that dude's back? It's okay. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. He'll be back. He'll be fine by March.
So I want to take this opportunity to remind people, because I know I've been talking about, was Terrion Arnold the best player available and all these other things, and I've been talking about Nate Wiggins. I'm one of the only Lions creators that has belief in Terrion Arnold. I just want y'all to know this, because I know what I said. One of the only. I didn't say I'm the only, right? I know what Terrion can do. I see the technique. I see the talent. I see the ability. Terrion Arnold has a mental issue. And I'm not saying like he's got mental health issue. No, his issue is mental. He's in his head, right? He doesn't trust his technique. Once he gets a season or two where he understands that his technique works because he has it and because he works on it, I think Terrion will be fine. I don't know if he'll ever be elite, but he'll be fine. Like he cut down on the DPIs, he cut down on the holding, he cut down on all of that. Right? He's in phase all the time. He's not getting burnt, right? Unless it's a busted coverage. But I think he's fine. He will be fine. But fine is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, unless it's a woman, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm looking for is a dog. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a shutdown corner, because our scheme is so stupid that we must have shutdown corners.
We don't rush the passer until third down. Everybody else rushes the passer every down, right? It's like, hey, like, how often do you see the Broncos take Nick Benito out of the game? You just don't. He's just playing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Nick Benito doesn't even weigh enough to be a linebacker for our team. So what you got Nick Benito being a corner, a safety?
No. I forget who it was. Levi Onwuzurike.
Mm-hmm.
We drafted Levi Onwuzurike over. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Nick Bolton.
Hey, you know
that just, when you said Nick Bonito, it
just hit you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But for me, when you look at what I forgot what I was talking about. Go ahead.
You said Nick Bonito is too small to be a linebacker for us.
Yeah, like it's just like before that though. I forgot where I was talking about, but you can go ahead. Are we gonna finish the interview? I forgot about it.
We're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this because there's one more crash out coming. There we go.
Are you saying that I have?
Well, no, you said you hate that feeling when.
I just know like we've never done that, but I can only imagine like that's a hard, like you can't take a player that you're not fired up about because he plays a certain position. And then the reason why you weren't fired up about him, he shows that on the field. And that's why you had reservation for him. And so now you got to.
Why do you have to draft bad players because you're not fired up about them? Why? Why is that the only correlation that you can make, Brad? It freaking pisses me off. Anyway, that's not the crash out.
Double whammy, So no, we haven't done that. We only take players that we're really excited about.
Brad, organizationally, if there was a player out there, obviously not a quarterback, who you thought could put you over the top, even though there's no guarantee you'd get to the Super Bowl, would you, for lack of a better term, after picks, go all in, whatever word you want to use? If you guys felt that there was a guy out there that would, in your mind, pretty close guarantee get to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Yeah. If it's the right guy. Yeah. I mean, you guys know me. I feel like you guys get mad at me sometimes. I do that too much sometimes.
I'm waiting for the lie.
What?
Hey, I'm waiting for the lie.
We ever gone all in and done a damn thing? Isaac Tesla? When have we ever gone in? When have we ever said at them picks, we're going to take this player who can put us over the top? When have we ever made a trade? When have we ever made a free agency signing? When have we ever traded up in the draft and got this one guy that we think that could take us over the top? What the filth are you talking about, Brad Holmes? Are you freaking kidding me? When? We do it too much? When?
He
never. We've never done it. We've been begging you to do it, Brad. We get mad at you because you do it too much. Too much. When? Name the player. Too much. What are you talking about too much? You've never done it at all, ever. Les Snead has done it. Les Snead, you must have had a dream and woke up and was like, I'm Les Snead. Les Snead has F'd him picks. All the time he F's him picks. He has a pornographic relationship with them picks. He's always effing them. Okay? Right. Howie Roseman, that's F them picks. You have never F them picks. You, Brad Holmes, are a virgin when it comes to effing them picks. You've never done it. Oh, what are you talking about?
He trades them picks all the time, man. He
trading the picks all the time for players who are not established. It's not effing them picks.
That's what he said about the draft.
Trade picks for players who are established.
They were talking about the draft. He traded up for Jameson Williams. He traded up for Isaac Tesla. He's trading up. He said people hate the fact that I do it.
Mike,
that's what I'm saying.
Mike, you have to stop this. You have to stop your sentence. You have to stop your sentence. You have to do another sentence. You have to say he traded up for Jameson Williams. Then you have to do another paragraph. Mm-hmm. And then you can come back and say he traded up for Isaac Tesla. Because what you're not going to do, is sit up here and have those two people in the same sentence. Jameson Williams and Isaac Tesla. We're not doing that. That's not allowed. We're not doing that.
Look, the first year Isaac Tesla, we got more out of the first year Isaac Tesla than J-Mo.
You know why? Because J-Mo was injured.
Hey, you trade a bunch of picks to go get an injured guy. You got to make it happen. That's an F them picks moment. That's a
But you know what?
You believe so much.
We knew what J-Mo was gonna be.
No.
We knew what J-Mo was gonna be.
He keeps knowing, and unfortunately, sometimes he knows the wrong guy. He just knew. Oh, I know Broderick Martin is gonna be great. Let me trade the rest of the draft. I don't care. You know, say, hey, he believes in these kids.
I mean, we, not him. Everybody. And even those fans out there of the lighter hue that have a problem with J-Mo because the way he looks and the hue of his color. You know what I'm saying? Hey. But you knew J-Mo was a dog.
He done lit 15 picks, 15 third round picks on fire. We acting like he cares about picks. I'm just saying. He keeps whoosh. Terry Arnold, whoosh. You know what I'm saying? Jameson Williams, whoosh.
I don't see. Look,
light them on fire. Hey,
look. Okay, so here's what I mean about F them picks.
This year.
What did the Baltimore Ravens give up for Max Crosby before they scuttled his physical? They gave up 2 first-round picks, right?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That's an F them picks move. Giving up 3 third-round picks is not an F them picks move. Giving up a third-round pick to move up in the first round is not an F them picks move. It's a normal move.
That was a normal move. He made a normal move. The third round picks that they had a lot. They had maximum value 20 minutes ago, but now
that was a dumb move.
Hey,
that was a dumb move.
It's smart to me.
But listen, good. The third round picks have the value that the third round picks have, but that's not an F them picks move. You can't say F them picks if you're talking about anything outside of the first 2 rounds.
And this what I'm saying. Now I understand the F them picks.
You want to trade 4 fourth round picks or 4. You want to trade 4 fifth round picks and be like, well, you said F them picks. No, nobody cares about those.
Clearly they do. You can't care and then not care at the same time. They do. You know, it's coming up now.
I care about third round picks, but not to the level where you pick. You use 3 third round picks, and I'm like, oh, that was a move that said F them picks. Right. If you could realistically use 3 third round picks and get Max Crosby, that would be a different story. But you use 3 third round picks to get a rookie wide receiver.
So
they don't have that type of value where you go, we are all in. If they trade every pick that they have from the 4th to the 7th round of this draft, that doesn't say we are all in because you weren't going to get a super huge amount for the 4th through the 7th round. The 3rd round picks are going to get you serviceable guys. They're going to get you guys that can help you. Maybe they'll turn it, if you use them in the draft, maybe they'll turn into Kirby Joseph. Maybe they'll turn into Aleem McNeil without injuries, right? But also in the trade deadline, during trades during the season, they can get you a guy who's serviceable that can help you. But those are not F them picks moves. F them picks is really first rounders. F them picks is really, I gave up 2 first rounders for Max Crosby. I gave up 3 first rounders for Myles Garrett. That's what F them picks means. It doesn't mean what he's talking about because I trade up and down in the draft. Come on now. That's not what that means at all.
So I get you, but I'm saying, well, as far as Brad Holmes is concerned, maybe, just maybe, he's just sitting there like, hey, if I get the chance and somebody says yes, I'll make it happen. You know, I have high hopes for 2026 in this particular draft. I got to go. Gotta pick up my mama. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get the old lady, make sure she good. You know what I'm saying? But I really appreciate y'all, man. I got to go. Felt good. I feel like I could be his defense lawyer. I'm with Brad. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking out. You know what I'm saying? I stand alone on this island. I don't care.
That's crazy. All right, y'all. All right, Mike. We'll check you out. Ladies and gentlemen, Lions Live 365 has left the building. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here too, man. So I appreciate y'all staying with us, rocking with us this entire time. It was a long show, but we had to talk about. I didn't even expect to get this much content out of this show, to be honest, because Brian Holmes didn't say a whole hell of a lot. But once again, we're going to head on out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. I will be dropping videos, shorts, and all that other stuff, as I said, trying to ramp up the subscribers, trying to get, 1 second. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the draft. I'm about 40 away or something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep dropping content, man. Keep dropping videos. I'm gonna do a couple videos a day, a couple shorts a day, all that stuff. So make sure you tap into those videos, because most of the videos that I'm doing are not things that I've talked about on the stream. So it's different type of content. So make sure you support your boy. Make sure you share all this content with everybody else. I know that I think probably all of you in here are subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber to Motor City Cats, what are you doing? What are you doing? Matthew Bond says, I'll help you out. I appreciate you, Matthew Bond. So go ahead and make sure y'all do that. All right. So can't we went over like that? I can't believe we went over like that. Yeah, it's all good. I knew it was going to be a longer show, but yeah, it was a whole lot longer than I was. But all right, y'all. Once again, the Motor City Cats R&D back at it. We came to give you stats, not none of that static. Whatever you do, make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic. And we'll put this up here before we go. It says check out Lions Live 365 to send the cats go crazy. Especially make sure you check us out. And we'll get the Send the Cat schedule together. All right, y'all. We are out of here. Peace.